Hey, this is Cameron from 2C Eds. I'm here to talk about Oblivion. The next 5 in our previous video. Here we go. So, number 5. The fact that the hero of Kavash is a lot more significant. It feels like you're more saving the world and more active in saving the world than, previous games or future games like Skyrim. Because in Skyrim, it isn't, you're saving the world, but it doesn't really feel as much. Oblivion makes it more intense. The actions that you make is more intense. So it's really, really unique. You're mortal, first of all. Excluding all the DLCs, you're mortal. And you're saving the world. You're saving the world from destruction and ruin. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another really good thing about this game is the guilds. The guilds feel like you're more important, and it feels like the more decision-making in this game is more important. It's not like in Skyrim where you're just invited and you're made leader. And it's, the storyline is also really, really good in each guild. Thieves Guild especially, it's awesome. The first time, the ElderScroll is actually tangible. And not just mentioned, like in the name of the title of the series is the ElderScrolls. And now Oblivion has, made the ElderScroll tangible to where you actually go and make a major heist inside the Imperial Palace and take an ElderScroll. And, you have to work to get inside the guild. I mean, to get inside and you have to work to become the leader. You're not just made leader. It feels, more important and a more attachment to the characters. So I thought that was really, really awesome. Alright, so the 9 Divine, they play a huge role in the entire basis of the Elder Scrolls series. So in Oblivion, they are mentioned a lot more than previous games, a ton more. And you learn a lot more. Even towards the end of the game, Martin Septim takes the form of the avatar of Akatosh. You actually physically see Akatosh. The Divine can't literally walk on, Nirn, but for other reasons, lore issues, but I'm not going to go into that. But you actually see Akatosh, I say quotations because it's the avatar of Akatosh, the form of Akatosh. And, it's really, really cool in a lot of features of the 9 were mentioned. Even in Knights of the 9, I know I mentioned that earlier, but Knights of the 9 have a huge addition to the 9 Divine. You learn a lot more about the 9 Divine. You learn each Divine's traits and Divine powers, and that's really awesome. And, Skyrim does even a greater job on mentioning a certain Divine, just Talos, but doesn't mention overall perspective of all the Divines like Oblivion featured. Also, Daedra. From Morrowind was based on Daedric worship. Hell, the Neverine was named by a Daedric prince. And so Oblivion has extra information on, Daedra, and feature way more cool stuff about Daedra. And the Shivering Isles is based on the Daedric Prince of Madness. So it's really cool. You get really good perspective of Daedric Prince of Destruction, and amazing perspective of Daedric Prince of Madness. So I thought that was amazing. Okay, so the game developers of Oblivion were really, really creative in this game. Like, they're always creative. But, the Easter eggs in this game, it's super cool. So, I remember when I was playing it when I was younger. Like, this is my game from my childhood. But I remember when I was playing when I was younger, and I just walk into this cave, and, I'm exploring, and there's this mud crab that reaches to the roof of the cave. It's massive mud crab. And it's just a mud crab. And it was really, really, really fun, and a really cool Easter egg. There's other Easter eggs, like, you walk underneath a bridge, and there's a dead troll that you didn't kill just laying there. You search the troll, and there's a suicide note from the troll saying, in little kiddish terms, because, trolls have horrible brains, but he was saying, I'm a horrible bridge troll, I'm going to drown myself. And so that was really cool. And I've never found this online anywhere, but I remember when I was going AWOL on some guards, killed a whole bunch of guards, and I was looting them, and I found a suicide note on an Imperial guard in the Imperial City. He was saying he's not paid enough and stuff like that. It was very, very cool, and I wish I could find it again, but I haven't seen it since. But the suicide note on an Imperial Guard. I killed him, at least he died in honor. Anyway, it's good. Last but not least, the entire blend of the entire game, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So, the terrain work well. I mean, the entire storyline, the main quest line, the guilds, they all intertwine. And an example would be, the Dark Brotherhood being mentioned in the Knights of the Nine. Like, he says, are you pure of form? Are you pure? Are you really true Crusader? And you say, no, I serve Sithis. That was a pretty cool feature that, the Dark Brotherhood intertwined with the DLC. And when it doesn't even match, I mean, the Dark Brotherhood doesn't even involved within the Knights of the Nine. And the entire package works well and blends in well with the entire game. It's a great game. I love it. I've played it since I was really little, since pretty much since it came out when I was like 9 or 10. And I played it since. I've logged so many hours on this. But the entire blend was great. And, the Shivering Isles works great. And, it's like the stuff that you get from the DLCs you can even use within the main storyline, which is really cool. And except for some features. But, it's really awesome overall game. It's great. You should try it out. Anyway, that's good. See you next week, and tune in for the next 2 CD Eds video. Thanks.